generation, better camera, the center stage, the better processor, free technical support. You don't even have to worry about whether they can help you out at the Genius Bar. Not reissued, not refurbished, guaranteed delivery. But because this is the upgraded chipset, and I know we keep going back to that, yes, guaranteed delivery, it also plays well with others. So as an example, like if you do, because I operate in both Android and PC, and we work on regular PCs here at HSN. Should you want to do word processing? Should you want to do spreadsheets? Should you want to really have the family of programs that maybe you are using at work or Skyping or using from home? Bill, let's talk about some of those techs and specs. I mean, obviously, I'm thrilled that I'm going to have, well, easily your last airing of the rose gold. I can pretty much say that without exception. But it's the upgrades and the features, not just the price and the guaranteed delivery, that make this special. Would you agree?
Well, that's what's special about shopping with us, because we do give you that extra time. We do give you ease of use of returning it if this isn't for you, because a lot of people, they're worried. Is Apple going to work for me? I mean, I'm an Android user. I'm a PC user, but you've wanted to give it a try. The people who are upgrading get it. If you're new, let me just tell you, you're getting so much more. 3 years of technical support, which normally we maybe do 6 months, a year, but when it's a big Today special like this, 3 years of the Mac U. And what is that? It's online videos and tutorials. And the thing is, I can still walk into the Apple store and ask the Genius Bar a question, but where is the Apple store? What are their hours? How crowded is it? That is 24/7. But then, I don't know if you noticed, I pulled up Excel and Word, because we can now work in both worlds. This is not a PC, but I can still use Microsoft and Excel, because we're also giving you a full year to their Office Suite Personal, which is great. Other things in here, there's video editing software, which is over $100 worth of value. There's workout stuff. I'm going to turn down my brightness, slide it over here, boom, just like that. But this is what I think is great. You get this home and kick the tires a little bit. Open your email, see what's going on. Oh, the Office sent you an Excel document, right? That normally wouldn't work on your Apple device. That was the case. It has evolved. Notice how quickly it was able to download and open that up. I pinch and zoom. Look at the clarity of this. Okay, this is boring spreadsheets on a Sunday night, but more importantly, whether I'm working on spreadsheets or looking at a menu or getting my food order ready, it's going to be sharp and visual. But then when I jump into Apple TV, which, by the way, everyone gets 3 months to Apple TV Plus as well. So you get all these great shows for 3 months for those new subscribers. So the videos are going to look great. The gaming's going to be great. It's the power of that processor. So what happens is, oh, actually, I was on Facebook, but I'm going to come over here and jump on to watching what Shannon's up to. And the crazy thing is, with the quality of the camera, it's going to be able to keep up with Shannon in the kitchen or wherever she's doing with Anna Griffin over here. Look at how fast and responsive that's pulling it up.
Where's the
Listen to the audio.
Does anybody have like Kleenex on set?
Great audio. I don't know what's going on over there. But while we're watching, we don't have to just stand down. We can do two things at once. I can come over here, and Shannon's like, get on Facebook. And this is where it's just so exciting and intuitive and easy to understand. She said, get onto Facebook. I come up to my Facebook window, and I am watching, and I'm browsing at the same time. Oh, there's your niece. What a great little dance concert, right? But the thing is, are we always able to do this on our phone? Shannon, I can't even do this on my computer. Or if I can, I don't know how. But that's why Apple makes it so easy. And let me just, oh, look at our little elf over here. You know what's crazy, though? My computer, which sits like this, which they're saying now more of our computing is going to be tablet-driven because this has the power, this has the performance. This also has double the memory of my laptop. My laptop stops at 128. This gives me 256 gigabytes of movies, memories, podcasts, stuff I want to download and save and store and cycle back to, because that's where this becomes your go-to device. Not just because it's easy, but because it has all of your memories stored here, because it has your security system and has your entertainment. Because when you think back to what tablets were back in the day when we first started giving them a go, it was great for social media, it was great for online shopping, maybe movie watching, but could it do the stuff we needed it to do? Could it work as my home office? I come over here and I'm going to do some word processing. Remember, I can pick Word, I can pick Pages. That's the Apple equivalent and the Samsung equivalent. But check this out. Larger screen, which is great, over 10 inches, but it's a little cramped with my digital keyboard. Before I remove it, It has dictation, and I so wish I had this back in school because I could have just spoken that book report, and it would have been one less excuse for me to get it done, and I could have used bigger words that I didn't know how to spell. Boom. So true, because I'm the actually worst speller in probably the planet. But more importantly, our configuration gives you this tactile keyboard, which, by the way, you don't always have to travel with it. It sits in here magnetically, so leave it at home if you don't want it. But when you do need more workspace, I turn this on, the digital one's going to disappear. So all of a sudden, I have more space, and I just noticed, Shannon, I'm sorry you're not in here. Let me fix this.
Oh,
And the thing
see,
is,
now I know
sorry.
who your favorites are.
I'm fixing that right now, and you can too. What you're noticing is I quickly come over here. I find my Shannon file, which it's all nicely organized. And how do you get photos from one side to the other? Remember, I drag my gallery over to one side. You can do that. I want this photo go from here to there. No, I don't want the photo with Lori. I want this one. Boom. I drag this one right over here. And the thing is, that's why kids thrive with this. That's why teachers do too, because teachers get it. And this is like, oh, I can teach my kids how to use this or help them. Or we can help our parents. We can help our seniors. We can all thrive with this. There you go, Shannon. You made the book report.
I made the cut.
And that's why Apple, you have made the cut. You sparkle and shine so bright, you made the cut. But that's why Apple is really the #1 out there. Sure, they were first to the market with this, and everyone else has been trying to play catch up. But they still are the top tier in their game. And I get it's an investment, but when you think about it, I've had a tablet for 10 years going. It's still going strong. I just handed that one off. I'm upgrading. This is a present for me. I want more memory. I want that better chip. I want that front-facing camera that can follow me along as I'm, getting up and about because it's time to decorate the tree. It's time to open up presents. Notice it's following me as I go around because of that center stage. And this is another crazy thing to think about, Shannon. Center stage now just works in FaceTime. I'm on Skype right now. It works on Skype. So as we, move around the house, the kids are bashful. We want to just be connected. That's where Apple is just a game changer. And you have the latest. This isn't 2-year-old technology. This just came out this fall. First time we've been able to bring it into HSN, and we went big by making it a Today Special.
We did indeed. Okay, so the clock is ticking, not only for the expiration on the Today's Special. Frankly, I know Leslie will have the last official look coming up at 10 o'clock. I think they were even hoping to get 2 airings. I really rather doubt it, just based on the hundreds and hundreds. In fact, when Adam kicked this off, we had thousands of people who were trying to get through. We have one for you right now. I can tell you that as we move forward, that is subject to change. So once more, only place in America that we have found. We shopped coast to coast. Believe me, we looked at the Bullseye, we looked at the Buy Store, we looked at, we shopped where you shop, basically. And this is not refurbished, it's not reissue. You get our extended holiday return policy, but no matter where you do your comparison shopping, Google the world, search the world, only place that we found with that guaranteed delivery under the Christmas tree, a guaranteed delivery. So remember, we have sold out of so many choices. I've got one for you if you are shopping now. And that's why I say at least make sure that you've got it. At least make sure that you're reserving it, because then you still have the privilege of our extended holiday return policy. Should you decide that you don't want it, which by the way, never happens with our iPads, especially with these upgraded features, you could send it back until the end of January with no restocking fee. They do not do that at the Apple Store. And yet you can still utilize our Genius Bar. We give you 3 years of Mac U. At this point, what's interesting to me, Bill knows I've always been a fan of the space gray because I watch a lot of movies, and that's the one that has, it is on the silver too. It does have black masking as well, but it's really, to me, kind of a cinematic experience. But your space gray or your silver, remember you're getting this kind of neoprene case in addition to the keyboard, that nice little easel, I call it, or stand, which is especially apropos when you're using that center stage camera. And then all of your cables, that is a stylus, you get in-ear earbuds, and then additional freebies on top of the fact that, yes, upgraded chipset, upgraded camera, upgraded accessories, because we're still not done. I mean, I love the fact that you get a lightweight case, and then I love that you get more of a hard shell or protective case as well that was designed for your iPad. It's not some renegade, okay, it might fit this generation or that generation. It was designed for you. So I'm gonna cut to the chase. Leslie will have your last official look coming up at 10 o'clock, but just be aware, Rose gold probably will not be here, period. Whether you're doing the silver or the space gray, we have fewer than 300 total. I missed out on the rose gold marble. I really did think that I was gonna have time. I think we always think we have more time in life, but you can really see it is like a beautiful rose gold. Gosh, that is so pretty. And then of course you get those over-the-ear headsets as well. Black marble, especially if you are going with the space gray. If you want that space gray with the black marble, we've got 3 dozen. Once more, I can promise you the space gray with that black marble will not be here. Now on the silver, it's really not much better. They're about 500, give or take. Actually fewer than that, but on the space gray in particular, which I think it's especially apropos in terms of how it matches. And then what's really interesting, that none of these, we don't have a lot of any one of these choices. Basically, I'm looking, and then the pastel tie-dye is the other one that's in sellout quantity. On the space gray, the pastel tie-dye, about 400, and that's it. But if you're doing the silver, which you guys are so smart, look at how that tie-dye goes with the silver. We've got some fashionistas out there tonight. So there are about 150 if you do that, that beautiful tie-dye. Bill, this is our proudest hour for sure, and we're just so delighted that people are watching and shopping. And you know, I have to give you equal time, and my apologies. Sometimes we have to do these updates just because I know I missed out on the color that I originally intended on getting, and it's just really important that people realize we've got what we've got. We're the only place in America that we can say guaranteed delivery, you know, before Christmas, by Christmas, and our extended holiday return policy, not the least of which is upgraded, Mac U, not a refurbished, not an also ran. It's really, really hard to say no to this. I mean, even if they just want to get it at home and play with it until the end of January for 140 days.
Agreed.
This becomes a why not? This becomes a to me, for me, gotta get it for me, gotta get it. Right, because aren't you thinking of upgrading too? For that center stage camera alone, I thought, man, you know what? Somebody's always going to want your quote unquote old iPad. I mean, they have new life somewhere else, but doggone it, we want these features, don't we?
Well, it's funny. I did upgrade. What are you watching me on that new camera? Because you can see how it's following me around, because my old camera was pretty much just a phone and didn't have center stage. So sure, these are the 9th generation tablets, but I got one over there recording me and moving along with me, moving along with the family and the kids. This is really just an exciting get that you're going to have, not just for Christmas season. And you actually brought up a great point. So my gift, this is to me, right? But I have more time. I love how it's adjusting to find me. So smart. I love it. But more importantly, I'll have this by Christmas, but I also have it for Christmas break. So as you were saying, Shannon, get it home, kick the tires, move into it, make sure it does work with the Excels and all the questions I have with my phone. I was on with Suzanne earlier. She has an Android phone. It works with her Android phone. A lot of times we think, oh, but I'm just Android. A lot of people have picked up just the iPad alone because they want an easier viewing experience for the kids in the back seat of the car. Or actually, this experience of how it's following me around the house. Do you know there's a product out in the marketplace that you can just buy this that allows you to connect with family and friends, and it does follow you around the house? That's all it does. You can't watch Netflix, you can't download or check your email and do all of that, but you can with this. And that's why you get it home now, and you're like, okay, you know what I'm going to use it for? I'm going to use this for my work. And then, sure, we have a pandemic, or sure, we take it on a vacation. Our needs change over time. You start having a family, you start having grandkids, a new puppy. You want to be able to capture those memories, make movies and unique social media. I know you studied film, Shannon, but I did not. And I'm no Spielberg, but I can come down here to iMovie and start creating. And the thing is, did I study this stuff? No. You know how I became better at it? This is me. And on the couch, in bed, on an airplane, I'm using it. And that's where you become a more proficient Apple person, because this is not going to sit on a shelf or in a drawer at extended periods of time. It becomes your go-to. This is more feature rich and more easy for me to use, actually more memory than my laptop. So yes, I go to here, I store stuff on here, and it's actually more lightweight and portable, and it's the latest in terms of the features. Remember, you're going to have the hardware for years. You're going to get updates over time, which is great and convenient, but those updates, keep this up and running and fresh, and that's something else you have to realize. The Apple ecosystem, what is that? When you jump in to download a different app or service, you go to the App Store, right? A lot of us have done that on, even Google devices and Android devices. We download different stuff. We want to try different stuff. But as we try different things or download different attachments, sometimes we get all that virus and cobwebs running in the background. That can slow it down year 1, year 3, year 4. This will keep it running and be secure and fresh. These are all the apps that you see that come preloaded. You have podcasts, you have FaceTime, you have your maps. I mean, the just list goes on and on. Easy to remove these, definitely easy to customize more. Pages, that is the word processing for Apple, but you also are getting Microsoft for a year, which is great. Make movies, make music. Keynote, that is your PowerPoint for, the Apple world. You can work in both. You can work in one. You can remove those and then add what I did over here is I have my Microsoft Word and my Microsoft Excel. So I pick what works best for me. That's where Apple was also smart. They didn't make us come to them. They really made it customizable to how we are going to, adjust and live our lives because we're all going to use it differently. Because you saw I was doing word processing, which is great and convenient. Okay, hogging the screen time, but now I have my tactile option down here. I love the fact that I can get my emails right over here and start trying different things. Actually, here's a perfect example. It's Sunday night, right? Has this ever happened to anyone? The kids come to you, it's like, we need to get this permission slip signed and print it, fill it out, scan it, send it back. It's like, oh, is there ink on the printer? I don't know how this works. I'm going to come over here, and actually, I'm going to grab my Apple Pencil. I think we actually sold out of the Apple Pencil, but I come up here. Actually, maybe I don't need the Apple Pencil. I think one might be sunk, so I might have to. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to sign this right over here. Sign, fill it out, blah, blah, blah. You get to go to the North Pole and send it back. I'd use the pencil if you want to pick up the pencil. We are actually including a stylus as well. I can send this back to Shannon just like that, and guess what? Without having to print this out or worry about any of those extra steps, I just took care of my permission slip on Sunday night. And that's where, get it home and try it. If it doesn't make life easier for you, you can send it back. Actually, I'm going to show you one other thing before I put that pencil away. This I find, go ahead.
Bill, I'm so sorry. Kevin, you said the space gray in the black marble is gone, correct? Space gray and the black marble is gone. I'm so sorry, and that is not to be, just if you were trying to get through on that, just so you realize. And then the rose gold in either choice is almost gone. Kevin, about 200, I would say. Only 200, give or take, in either one of those choices. If you missed out on the rose gold marble like I did, you do need to be making a beeline to your phones pronto. So gone, gone, gone. Black marble now only available in the silver, and there are only a couple hundred there. Rose gold, even though I know Leslie will have that last airing coming up at 10 o'clock. I think they were trying to do 2 airings. I really don't think that's going to happen. Fingers crossed for everybody, because we've loaded everything that we have, because trust me, everyone in America wanted to get this before Christmas. We're the only ones who do. So we're the only ones that do. But if you want that rose gold, last of the rose gold, period, either in that space gray or the silver, now final 200. Bill, so sorry. I didn't mean to derail your train of thought there, but
it's important.
I do think it's important because there are so many features to go through. And I should also mention, here's what I would love for people to do. Act pronto, call now, shop now, scan the QR code, just get it. And then you can always go back on hsn.com and, pump the brakes, watch previous presentations, pause, and all that good stuff. And that is not to be alarmist, but I really did. In fact, it was funny, when I woke up, I put the rose gold marble in my shopping cart. And then when I woke up, they're like sold out items. And there's nothing we can do about it. There's no back order or wait list. And so that is really legit when we say only place with guaranteed delivery. When we talk about what's left. Oh, by the way, even though we're doing the Mac U for 3 years, which by the way is as extensive as we've ever done, we do also have our Protection Plus plan, which is just so smart because that kind of covers the other stuff. So I always say it's the difference between the how do I questions and the now what do I do questions. So, we've got you covered on both fronts. So check with your service representatives for details. Bill, in just a few minutes, I'll show them what's in the configuration again. But
Sure.
Well, let's go back to some of those text and specs. Sorry, my friend.
Well, it's very important what you're sharing because I'm excited people are getting this. Not just because it's going to be an earlier night for me because we have gone down to one show later tonight, but because you're getting it home and you're going to see what I got excited about. I use Apple every day. It can be really boring on Monday and checking the emails and all that. But when you do get some of the new stuff, the new tech, it's exciting because you're investing in quality. That's what I'm also excited about. I'm going to show you one other quick Apple Pencil demo, even though it's sold out. But it just shows you how this has evolved. Have we all done chicken scratch and all that kind of stuff? Well, check out this. I can go right down here. I'm going to write mom, blah, 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 upside down. It's going to take my chicken scratch, and it turned it into text. It's that smart and intuitive. I didn't know it could do this until I got it in my hands. That's why get these home and start to play with it. And you can send it back. See, I wrote mom. I'll do that again for you real quick. Come down here. I'm going to write mom, mom, bum, bum. And then it's going to turn into text. Boom. Love it. And the thing is, that's what's crazy about this. I'm showing you word processing because maybe it is for the student, but we all use this differently. Shannon, you use it in the kitchen a lot. Suzanne Runyon uses it for the crafting. I mean, my nephew asked for one Christmas, and we thought it was actually a really big get or ask of Santa. I mean, he's a good kid, but is he iPad good? Come on, is any kid? But more importantly, Santa came through because Santa's like, he's not going to outgrow this. You know, his interests are going to change from Legos to sports and all this, but what's going to be the go-to? And this was before we knew he needed it for school, and this became a social outlet and, you know, all that kind of stuff. That's why having this in the family, as an Apple family or Apple user, you get it. You might want to upgrade so you can hand off the other one, give that to the kids. This is a gift for yourself, which is awesome because it is the quality of that latest 9th generation. And actually, it's a practical purchase. If you think of Apple and what they offer a series of iPads. The generation of iPads is their most economical because then they start to go up in price, and some of the specs, and I say some because some of those specs on the Air, which is more expensive, and the Pro, which is even more expensive, are now here. Case in point, 256 gigabytes of memory in a tablet we've offered once, and that was the Pro tablet. Now we can have this in that standard 10.2-inch screen tablet, giving us more in the palm of our hands, more textbooks, more documents, more just capacity to find stuff. And actually, I love this because Shannon, you see, I went back and looked at our photo library over here, and this is what I love. It's memories, which is great, going years back. But let's see, iPad. Actually, Shannon, there we are selling an iPad, big, thick bezel iPad. Can you tell the date at the top? That is 2012.
Oh my goodness.
We were selling an iPad from 2012. So that's 9 years ago. It was bigger. It was probably about this price, if not more. But what I appreciate about it is that memory, I was able to find it because it's all in one place, able to turn it into a slideshow. And this is actually what's interesting too. So I do this demo a lot. I love my slideshows. And every time they do a little update, I think we can all relate to this, it's a little different. Like I want to add different music to it. And this is where you get it home, you have more time to try it out. I come down here to music. This is all different. It gives me a lot more music options. I'm going to find different. Should we go soundtrack? Should we go happy? All the fade to you. What's this? Church bells? What's church bells? That's ironic. Boom. Here we go. And now I can press play. And this is what happens. Janet, you do this in the privacy of your home. Do I like that sound? That does not sound like church bells to me. I don't know what church that is. No, it doesn't.
Oh,
so let's go back to the drawing board and we'll start over again. Because we've talked about this before. We were like, how can this be a computer, right? When we thought of computing, we're like, where are all the extra buttons? How does this one button do it all? Where are all those extra keys that I'm scared to press or I don't even know what they do? This is that one button. And that's another thing about this generation. The Air and the Pro don't even have a home button in front anymore. It's on the side. People find that a nice comfort. People like that black bezel like you were talking about because when you do go and watch your favorite shows on Apple TV or something, it does become an infinity screen. I mean, look at the quality of that screen. You can see my messy kitchen and reflection there. And more importantly, you're going to use it. The students are going to use it. This could be a gift for the entire family even. Everyone in the family will use it. Not just because it's cool, I got time, I got screen time, right? It's because it's easy. It's really like Colleen Lopez. She uses hers, and then she's like, and then my granddaughter takes off with it. Because kids get it, we get it, seniors get it. This isn't just tech for the techie and the developers. It's really technology for all of us. And that's where Apple set themselves up for success.
They do indeed. Okay, once more, it is time for just a quick little, what I call a roundup or a highlight reel. If you're channel surfing, we are more than halfway through our presentation. We are more than halfway through our day on our final couple hours where we are doing free shipping on everything. It's funny, I'm actually doing a post right now. I'm wearing Diane Gilman jeans. I'm buying the Charles David boots that I've got on. I missed out on my rose gold marble on my iPad, so I'm gonna be grabbing that rose gold during the show because we now have just a little over 100 of those. So it's a good time for me to just kind of press the reset button. What are you watching? Well, this is HSN. We've had thousands of new faces shop with us for the very first time. We thank you for that. We were the first shopping channel in America. We've been in business for over 43 years. You can buy iPad elsewhere, obviously. This is not the standard issue. This is all upgraded. So that's the other thing you have to do a little search on is the upgraded chipset, the center stage camera, 3 years of Mac U, bonus accessories that nobody else is doing. But buried the lead here, upgraded memory at 256 gig, only place in America. And our buying team, our legal team, by the way, does not allow us to say anything that has not been vetted or sourced, or like I said, there's a whole approval process before we can say anything of this ilk. Only place in America that we found, coast to coast, the Big Buy, the Apple Store, whatever it is, with absolute guaranteed delivery on your brand new upgraded iPad before Christmas. Bill just gave me an update. Leslie was supposed to have 2 earrings. She's only got 1. That will just show you. You can still get it in the space gray or in the silver. Now, just a heads up, if you want the space gray, which has always been my personal favorite, I just think there's something that's just really uber elite about it. That's just me. And maybe it is because I was a film major. It just reminds me of that cinematic experience. Better cameras, better video, better chip, a whole 9 yards, plays well with others. The space gray, I will say, I'll go through the sellouts, but Leslie's going to be really, really, really limited on that space gray by the time so at this point, we're looking at, Kevin, you said like a little over 1,000, give or take, and that's between all of the various choices, and I'll detail that for you next. Then the silver, of course, you can't make a bad decision here. Soft-sided kind of scuba material or neoprene case, the keyboard that is detachable, the little easel, which you're gonna love in the kitchen, your cables, your cords, in-ear headset, polishing cloth, and the stylus, and then another bonus custom designed hard shell case. And remember, this is not a, oh, will it fit this generation iPad? It was made for you. It was made for this today's special. The offer is done after this show and after Leslie's last airing at 10 or whatever's left. I mean, at this point, it's every man and woman for themselves. I'm gonna jump down to the black marble for a moment. If you wanted the black marble in the space gray, it is gone. Gone. If you want the black marble in the silver, we've got about just a couple hundred of that black marble in the silver, over-the-ear headsets included. My secondary sellout, and which will probably be completely gone by the time Leslie goes on the air with Bill at 10, is that rose gold. Because at this point, we have a little over 200 in either choice on that rose gold. So if you missed out on the rose gold marble like I did, do it. The other one that is really very, very limited, I think about 100, give or take, on the silver with the tie-dye. I'm telling you, you fashionistas, you know what you're doing. That would be my choice. I would go with that silver with the tie-dye. That actually has a black over-the-ear headset. You're all getting over-the-ear headsets as well. And then, of course, we've got the silver, which is really kind of a classic, quintessential choice. Free shipping, $140 on your credit card. Extended holiday return policy, which the Apple Store does not offer. That means you could play with this. I mean, for $140 even on your debit card, you can play with this till the end of January. And if you decide you don't love it for whatever reason, we even print the return label. We don't charge you a restocking fee. I say do it, and I say do it now. I mean, I somewhat facetiously say shop now or forever hold your peace, but you definitely want to. And then we also have our 12-month VIP financing. If you have that HSN card, that makes it about $58 on your credit card. And as always, Bill, and thank you for we do need to do those updates, as a lot of our customers understand. And it's not to be rude or interrupt you, because we all want to hear the text and specs, but at the same time, it's just a diligent reminder for me to check out of that cart. I missed out on the rose gold marble. It was in the cart. Just because it's in the cart doesn't mean that you're getting it. So, because if somebody gets in there underneath you and checks out before you do, they're going to get it, not you. And I don't mean that to even be alarmist, but it's what happened to me. So, Bill, let's go back to your little comfy home studio there.
Yeah, I'm like, keep talking. I'm fine.
You do look comfy, but that's important. I mean, whether we are spending time with family and friends over our iPads, I actually posted a picture of my niece earlier. I missed out on her dance recital yesterday, but now you could be at the virtual dance recital. You could do your virtual doctor's visits. You could do you stream your big screen movies. The possibilities are endless with this, aren't they?
And it's definitely, that's just it. It's definitely more of an option because you have the right tools in your hands. I could be watching a show right now, yet the kids are hogging the television. I'm not feeling without. I'm connected. I'm very comfortable. I mean, it's not hot electronics. It's not big and bulky. It's not confusing, which is great. But you know what? I'm not just going to use it for movie watching because, yes, I have that keyboard and case all right here as well when I need it for school or for work. Because trust me, the past few months, I have sat like this and gotten my work done. And I'm like, I have not gotten my steps today, but I'm not disconnected. I have all the power and everything I need right here. One thing you also might want to get, because maybe you already have an e-reader or something like this, these tech impression pillows are just phenomenal. They're very lightweight, very actually comfortable. Both my nieces and nephews have gotten them for their tablets and phones and all that. Pockets on both sides. And you notice there's two different viewing angles. One's a little more upright if you'd like that. One's a little more relaxed if you're reclining. They used it for school to prop it up in that regard. I think it is just phenomenal. Did you notice the camera's following me? Oh, I want to get my coffee. Hold on one second. This is what happens. We always forget stuff. So I'm going to get up. And please notice, I'm alone right now in my place, but the camera is following me, which is just awesome. So it gets up, it follows me around. Okay, I got my coffee. Now we can go back to this. And this is what we all appreciate. Because normally I'd be taking the camera with me. It would be jittery and all over the place. So that is center stage. That is brand new to this tablet. This is another cool upgrade. How often have you given up the TV because the kids are hogging it with their gaming, right? Well, because this has the new chip that can keep up, kids can actually pair their controllers to the iPad and be gaming like this, not hogging the television. They can get on here and game and have fun with it. The versatility of this one purchase is priceless because whether it's the gaming, whether it's the movie watching, whether it's school, whether it's just FaceTiming for family, this is truly how I spent the holidays last Christmas with the family. Prop this up. Didn't have the new camera, didn't have all those fun features, but I was able to be connected. And in part was because it was easy. I think a lot of us were a little baffled by what is this Zoom and Skype and all of that and how can I do it? Because there is the FaceTime software, which is Apple's equivalent, but you can still download all of the others. And then it can go a step further because, you know, maybe it's the holidays, maybe it's the family vacation, and you find all these fun photos. I can come up. Should I pull up all the Shannon photos or just my favorite?
Oh, Lord.
So I'll leave my favorite part of the show.
Be nice, Bill. It's the Christmas season.
Okay, I'll be nice. Actually, let's see if I can find you by the tree. I think there's a little angel photo of you. Okay, here's our little angel. Actually, this one's from 2017. We're getting a little more current. But I'm going to come down here. I'm going to fling it up to the television. It gives me screen mirroring options. Every TV will connect a little differently. But I want everyone to notice this is live, and boom. It's right there. So if you can't see this TV, I'll pan up. Pan up with me, camera. Oh, I just became Shannon.
You're so funny.
I was able to pan up because it followed me. I was able to connect to the TV. How and why? You know what? I don't know. And I don't care sometimes. I just know I have the right device that allows me to do this. And that is peace of mind too. But then as you do get more proficient, and how did I learn all this too? Was by doing. Not just taking out my tax software once a year and have to re-educate myself. Wait, where's this and how does this do it again? Because yes, I'm using it for holiday slideshows. I'm using it to post on social media. I'm using it for work and for school and for gaming. That's where you can go big with this purchase, but enjoy it on, you know, hours on end a day. And if it's not in your hands, it's going to be in someone's hands. And that's where it's worth every penny.
It's so funny because, Bill, I'm going over our notes because we were texting. And actually, you and I started talking about this a couple of days ago. Just to clarify, it kills me that we have that 3 years of Mac U. I mean, that's why I'm just kind of double checking my notes and everything else. So if you are watching, first of all, we thank you for doing that. We want you to have an upgraded experience. And that's whether you're doing social media or streaming or working from home or Skyping or Zooming or FaceTiming, whatever it might be. This upgrades your life. I know it sounds kind of funny to say it that way, but every single host who works with Bill, Leslie's such a busy mom. She'll have that last official look coming up at 10 o'clock. You know, I'm single and ready to mingle. You know, socially distanced or otherwise. I'm in the kitchen. I'm, you know, mixing up recipes. I'll be doing one after the show that I'll be posting on Facebook. So hopefully you can find me and like me. I'm Shannon Smith on HSN and then Shannon Smith HSN on Instagram. But I guess my whole point is this really is one size fits all. There's a reason that iPad is the gold standard when it comes to tablets. And the fact that we can guarantee delivery by Christmas for no additional cost for the final quantities. One more look, but I gotta tell you, last call, y'all. It is really last call on that space gray, really on any of the choices, with just a little more than 1,000 of those to go around. The rose gold, because a lot of people shop after the fact, is at this point fewer than 200, so those are going. All I would encourage you to do is definitely grab yours and reserve it, because at least that way you know you've got it. And then you get our unconditional extended holiday return policy until the end of January. Even if the iPad store could get you this before Christmas, they do not do that, period. They just don't do that, period. And this is not a refurbished or an also ran or a factory reissue. Choose it in the space gray, which at this point, like a droplet, a little driblet on any one of the choices if you want the space gray. And then the balance of which is in the silver. Only place in America when we shop coast to coast with all of the upgrades. You do have to search Generation 9, guys and gals, that we have that guaranteed delivery by Christmas. And Bill, I'll defer back to you. I'll jump in if we have another sellout on that rose gold, which is what we're anticipating next. This is we always love having you in the show, and you're just always so much fun and so knowledgeable, and we learn so much. But this is a win-win for everybody, and I think that's why we've had so many new shoppers join us. Yes, to get that guaranteed delivery, but doggone it, I want these features. I know I keep going back to that. I want the Mac U. Even if we couldn't guarantee delivery, I can see why people say, okay, I'll wait until next year. Doggone it, if I can do it all, I want it all, right?
And true, and you're getting that. And the biggest get for me is that extra time that HSN is giving you. Even if you were to buy this down the road, yeah, HSN gives you more time than the Apple Store, but right now you have 6 weeks to really make sure this does agree with you and the student. No one's ever disappointed when they get an iPad. And trust me, when they ask for a tablet and ask for it by name and brand, they want an iPad, and you can do that for them, which is awesome. One thing you have to realize, you can bring this to the Apple Store. Apple still stands by your purchase because they stand by the hardware that you're getting. You can be 2 flex payments in and want to bring it in and ask a question. They'll help you out because that's the Apple difference. But there's also, a line at the store sometimes. That's why when we can partner with the Mac U, and normally 6 months to a year, awesome. 3 years, I mean, you give this to the freshmen, they're going to use it for freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year with the Mac U as tech support. And if they haven't figured out by senior year, okay, then they're on their own. But more importantly, that is huge in terms of peace of mind. The extra time to make sure it does agree with you in terms of returning it, which you probably won't, but that's just it. That's peace of mind. You also have Microsoft Office Suite Personal, which is great, which is Word and Excel. You have video making software. You have America's Test Kitchen, Caribou. You even have 3 months of a workout program. 7 apps and services, $400 right there. And then you have all those other extras. The over-the-ear headphones, the case, the stylus, earbuds. I mean, what I appreciate most is this case as well, because you want to protect the screen, but all of a sudden, I'm walking around with a laptop. I'm walking around with what looks like a laptop, performs like a laptop, actually more versatile than my laptop because I can leave the keyboard at home if I don't want it. But I'm also walking around with a better processor than my laptop, more memory than my laptop. Because I'll actually tell you a story. My laptop is an Apple computer. I bought it 7 years ago. It's still working. And it's getting there where I want to upgrade because there's some features that are out there that I can all appreciate. I mean, more memory is great. Now they have finger touch ID and it doesn't have that. And, if you use something all the time, it's worth the upgrade, don't you think? Because it's like, oh, every time I log into that old computer, I'm like, oh, I should upgrade. You can upgrade tonight. HSN makes getting an iPad home accessible and affordable and exciting because, yes, you can have it by the holidays with a bunch of extras. So you see all the different stuff I've curated over the years in terms of how I use it. Stuff for work, stuff for fun, yes, for shopping and entertainment. But this is just it. You're going to get it home for the holidays, and you're going to download what you maybe already have on your phone or on your old tablet. And then all of a sudden, you're like, wait a second. How easy is this? Can I really make a movie or do different type of stuff? Sure. I want to move this clip. I tap it. It turns yellow. Okay. Now I can just drag it to where I need to go. I can use my finger. Boom. Come work with me. Here we go. Drag it to, I want to go right there. That's the kind of stuff you can do. And the thing is, sure, you can take tutorials at the Apple Store, online, via Mac U. Actually, always go look for this little light bulb icon. Gives you some tips and tricks on the latest operating system, whether it's, how to arrange your photos or Siri or anything like that. little tips. I mean, nothing that's gonna, get you to the moon. It's not calculations and all that crazy stuff that can scare us with technology. Because trust me, if something's too complicated, it's wasn't worth it. I mean, I don't get it. Kids, do you get it? That's why this has been successful. You're investing in the hardware tonight. This is not dated. This is not refurbished. It's the latest. Just launched by Apple at pretty much October 1st. We finally got these in and held them to make it a Today Special, which is right now. We did launch that Today Special with one option already being sold out because you guys are smart shoppers. You realize what Apple delivers, and then HSN just puts all that extra icing on the cake so you get more peace of mind. But get it home. People are upgrading tonight. People are trying Apple for the first time, which I really think is exciting because it is empowering. I have given other tablets. I've tried other tablets too. Actually, okay, quick story. I gave my mom a tablet one Mother's Day, and I was like, Mom, how do you like it? And she's like, well, I can't figure out how to turn it on. I'm like, well, that's going to be an issue. And so then all of a sudden I'm trying to figure it out. And then she's like, I can't find out where, the photos went. It was a different operating system. When you know the Apple operating system, and that's primarily why Apple was successful, because, they started this, Shannon, years ago, the tablet stuff, and their operating system, no one can compete.
True.
They've tried to make other tablets and all that kind of stuff, but people still keep going back to Apple because it's so user-friendly, so intuitive, and that is worth everything.
It is indeed. I'm just going to confer with my producer, Kevin, for just a quick second. Kevin, do you think it would be valid if we show how many have sold versus how many we have remaining? I mean, I'll leave that because you're in the big chair, one of the men that I listen to. So you can see that we're approaching, Bill, I listen to you too, though, Bill. So we're approaching, FYI, so we're approaching that 10,000 mark. And here's what we have remaining. And now, I just to make this relative to everybody, we are in tens of millions of homes. At this point, not only do we have fewer than 3,000, when I went on the air, we had about 3,500, something like that. We have, okay, wow. 2,800, that does not take into consideration the manner, the mode, or the method in which people are shopping, in which case, you're probably looking at the last 2,000. So that being said, all things being equal, we always want you to shop with confidence. We don't want to, rush you or be alarmist, but I almost need to, in a way, on this one. I just really do need to encourage you to act pronto, and if you can do it now, I would. And I'm just basing that on my own personal experience from earlier today. For that center stage camera alone, because again, I hope you can find and like me on Facebook. I've got 2 Christmas recipes, a meatless bachelor or lazy lasagna recipe that I'm doing after the show. And frankly, we are social distancing, so sometimes there's not always somebody to take video of me. Now I've got my own camera person. So whether you're doing YouTube videos or you're just using it so that you can be part of those family events if you're not traveling for this Christmas or holiday season, this will pay dividends years down the line. I love that Bill pulled up that picture of me from 2012. I mean, not only, listen, the boys in my life are different. The bangs in my life are different. The hair color was different. Things change. I still have my iPad. And that's what's so unique about this. You will have this, but at this rate, they are going. I know Leslie will have that last look, but you do need to act now. Probably only 2,000 remaining total if we factor everybody into consideration. Oh, Billy, did you find another oldie but a goodie? Did you find another photo flashback?
I know.
That was 2012, I think, as well. That was the same night. Again, this is when we first got the iPad. We're playing around with filters because that's what we thought it could do. But then we didn't realize how much more this could do in our lives and connect us. And that's actually even when, we got home and sent with this whole new reality of life. I was like, how am I going to connect with the office? How is my computer going to keep up? How's my webcam? This has stepped up to the game, but I want some of the latest. I deserve some of the latest. I want more memory. I want that better camera because, as you were talking about too, you don't always have a camera person there. You'll might save you an edit or something like that. You can also turn it on and off, by the way. So if you don't want it following you around all the time because maybe this side of the house is really messy, like mine, so we won't go that much further. But you can turn it on or off, but you have the option. Because one thing you have to realize is you're investing in the Apple hardware. So you're not investing in 2018 or 2011 hardware. This is 2021. Thank you, Center Stage, for recentering the camera for me. And the thing is, that's how easy this is for us to connect. It's also very easy for us to use. And if you're baffled by it, and if you don't find it easy enough, you can send it back. but we're giving you 3 years to VMAC you, to ask questions online, at your leisure. You know, the Apple Store's closed, it's too far away. And it's not just even for your iPad. It could be for your Mac or for your phone, pretty much any Apple device, plus the Microsoft Excel. And I think you said it best, Shannon. This is a gift that really no one outgrows. It fits everybody in terms of what they use. Actually, one of my favorite examples is Tamara Hooks, a show host. One of the first gifts she indulged her boyfriend at the time was she bought him an iPad. Nice gift, right? But the thing is, now they're married, now they have a kid, same iPad. Their needs have changed. Plan a wedding, start a family, all this stuff. And you know who's using it now too? The kid.
Yeah.
Because it's that user friendly. It grows with all of our needs.
It does indeed, and wow, are we busy. We have one as long as you're calling now. Remember, Leslie will have that last look at 10 o'clock, but especially if you want either choice in the rose gold. So the rose gold marble is gone. I mean, you got to check out of the cart. Just because you put it in your cart doesn't mean that it's yours. It's not yours until you check out. And I'm using myself as just a basic example because that's what happened to me. I put it in my cart when Bill and Adam launched this last night. I actually was up early today. I was at the hair salon. I was a lot of places, and doggone it, do you know by the time I got up, it was completely gone. Regardless, our free shipping goes away at midnight. So whether you're shopping, I'm actually wearing Diane Gilman jeans. If I did a little post, Michelle's coming up with Diane Gilman. So I've got I'm taking advantage of free shipping too, whether it's Charles David boots or your Diane Gilman. But if you want our iPad, you do need to do it now, especially if you want that rose gold in any of the choices. So we are a little over 100, fewer than 200 in either one of the choices. Black marble is gone in the silver, in the space gray. We have a few more, about 500 or a little fewer than, last 400 if you want the silver in that black marble. And then our fashionistas are shopping tonight.